we're not going to use the interface down here as we were doing in the scanner video with Robert Downey Jr. and stuff like that. I'm going to clear this just so we start as you would start from 0. Now, what I want to have is a little window, a little dialog box, or an options pane, that's what it's called in Java, that asks for some input, and you input whatever it is, and then we use it to process it. All right, so first, my skeleton of a program right here, right? I do import Java X swing JOptionsPane. This is what will make my little dialog. And then I just have a little comment out here, right, of what this program does. Then I have my typical, class and main method and the closing of the braces. So I'm ready to program. The way you program with an options pane is you can display information to the user. You could do, for example, system.out.println hello stranger, right? And if we save and compile this file, and then I've already named this file, and then if we run it, we'll just get hello stranger, right? But instead of getting it there, we can also get it in sort of like a little alert, sort of like a dialog style. So if instead we do JOptionsPane, show message dialog. We're going to put null here. Later on you will find why, but then the message goes here. Hello stranger. Okay, and we compile this and run it. We're not going to get a hello stranger on the screen like we did before. We're going to get it into this little message window, and then we click OK, and the program is done. Okay, that's what we do now. That's nice for sort of like system out replacement sometimes. Now we can do a scanner replacement with the options pane. Okay, so there's this other thing called the show input dialog. And the show input dialog, what it does is it provides an input, and it sends the variable that it caught as a string onto a variable. It sends the input as a string to a variable. So let's try that one. Let's say hello stranger. Then we're going to do JOptionsPane dot show input dialog. And this time you just write the message. So what is your name? Now, once we input something, that's going to go into a variable, and that's going to be of type string no matter what. So we're going to call it string name equals JOptionsPane input dialog. Okay, so we'll compile it and we'll run it. Of course, we're going to hit our hello stranger first because that's the line there. We'll click OK, and then it asks me, what's your name? And then you can type, Robert Downey Jr. Thank you. That's been stored in the name variable. Now we need to do something with it. So I'm going to change things a little bit around. Instead of doing JOptionsPane show message dialog null hello stranger, I'm going to take this out of here, and I'm going to put it right under here. And instead of hello stranger, I am going to say hello name. So we compile and run, and then it asks me, what's your name? Frank Zappa. And then it says, hello, Frank Zappa. Okay, right. Now, if we want to, we can also ask, for example, string salary or hourly salary, JOptionsPane show input dialog. How much do you make? And you will tell me what you make as a string in there. Okay, it's important that you've seen the scanner example, because I'm gonna skip over things that I mentioned there. So how much you make, you're going to pass that string. You're going to type in a number, but the computer's going to read a string and it's going to put it into hourly salary. Now that hourly salary can have decimals, so it can be $6.5, right? So we're going to store the salary as a double, okay, which allows decimals. Hourly salary, hourly salary double, okay? We're going to store that using a wrapper, the double wrapper. Double dot parse double, and then I will put, you know, this, instead of calling this hourly salary, I'm going to store the input into input hourly salary, and that I'm going to turn into a double and store it into an hourly salary. So you'll say double parse double input HS, which is the string in which I have the double, and that's going to go there, and it's going to go into an hourly salary variable. Now what I will print at the end could be something like print line, oh, so you make salary week, right? Now you might be wondering, and rightly so, where do we compute salary? Well, we'll compute it here. It's going to be a double salary, and it's going to be your hourly salary times 40, because usually people work 40 hours a week, for example. Okay, so let's see this. Let's see this at work. Compile and run. What's your name? Frank Zappa. Hello, Frank Zappa. We're here at this point. Okay, we're in this line at this point. Okay, now it's the next line. JOptionsPane, show input dialog. How much do you make? How much do I make? An hour. I should have said $6.5 an hour, or $14.5 an hour. And then, oh, no pain. Yeah, because I said system.out.println, so it's here. It's in the screen. Oh, so you make 580 a week. We can always make this into a JOptionsPane dot show message dialog, and then we just add null here, and we're all set. So we click plus, compile, run. Now it's all going to be in a window like this one. What's your name? You can be reading the lines also. What's your name? Pamela Johnson. Okay. Hello, Pamela Johnson. That's the next line. The next line asks me, how much do I make an hour? $18.6 an hour. Oh, so you make $7.44 a week. Okay, that's our program. We've seen wrappers like double, and we've seen other ways, another object that can actually output and ask for input from the user. Till next time.